The Voice Swap Quest. In a magical land where animals and humans live together, a mischievous creature accidentally casts a spell that swaps the voices of all the inhabitants. Now, a young animal and a curious child must team up on an adventure to find the wise owl, the only one rumored to know the ancient chant that can restore their voices. In the magical land of Anima, where humans and animals lived harmoniously, a peculiar event occurred. A mischievous creature, known for its playful pranks, had accidentally cast a spell. The outcome? The voices of all inhabitants were swapped. Now, the chirping birds sounded like laughing children, and the townsfolk mooed like cows. The whole place was in an uproar. Amid the chaos, a young fox and a curious child found themselves in an unusual predicament. The fox, who once had a lovely melodic voice, now sounded like an old man. The child, on the other hand, barked like a dog whenever he tried to speak. They were both perplexed and amused by their new voices. They soon learned that the wise owl was the only one who knew the ancient chant that could reverse the spell. The pair, despite their funny voices, resolved to find the wise owl and restore the voices of Anima's inhabitants. Their quest had begun. Their first encounter was with the talking river. Its voice, previously a soothing gurgle, was now a booming baritone. The river agreed to guide them through the forest if they promised to restore its voice. The duo agreed, and their journey continued. In the heart of the forest, they came across singing trees whose leaves rustled like whispers. Now, they sounded like a chorus of frogs. The trees pleaded with the child and the fox to restore their melodious whispers. With a nod, they promised to help. After several days of traveling, they finally reached the ancient tree, home of the wise owl. But, to their surprise, the owl's voice was now high-pitched and squeaky. Despite the change, it agreed to teach them the ancient chant. The wise owl carefully taught them the chant, word by word. The child, with his canine voice, and the fox, in its elderly tone, practiced until they got it right. With the owl's guidance, they mastered the chant by dawn. As the sun rose, the child and the fox chanted together. Their voices echoed across Anima. The magic of the chant shimmered through the air, touching every creature and human. One by one, their voices began to return. The singing trees' leaves rustled with their old melody, the talking river gurgled happily, and the townsfolk no longer mooed. The fox's voice returned to its melodic cadence, and the child was relieved to sound like a boy again. The wise owl, finally regaining its soothing voice, thanked the child and the fox for their bravery. Anima was once again filled with familiar sounds, and harmony was restored. The voice swap quest was a success, and the unlikely duo had become heroes. As for the mischievous creature, it promised to be more careful with its spells. Everyone celebrated their restored voices, and the land of Anima was filled with laughter, chatter, and the beautiful sounds of nature. The adventure was over, but the friendship between the fox and the child had just begun.